London's West End, the beating heart of the capital, home to the theatres, the clubs, and lots and lots and lots of tourists. This is Piccadilly Circus. Every year, millions of people from all over the world flock here, which means A, it's crowded, and B, most things around here are really pricey. What am I doing here? Leaving, obviously. What? I'm on a budget, I'm not cheap. The reason I'm not staying at a fancy hotel, or any hotel for that matter, is that the point of this show is that we stay with locals and do local things. And to that end, I'm off to meet Liz, my host for the weekend. Oh God, she's not a goth. Well, I've just arrived at Liz's address, and well, with the sun out and the blue skies, here we are at the Brunswick Centre. And well, we're only about 5 minutes from Piccadilly Circus, but to say, it looks very Marbella from here. I think I'm just going to phone her. It's got to be easier than this. It's not her. Who knows? It's a total lottery. She sounds sane on the phone, but this is her door, so here goes. Liz, how you doing?
That's very well, thanks.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How was the trip?
Yeah, it was good. It's, it was hot on the tube.
As always.
Yeah.
Come on through.
That's great.
So this is it.
That's fantastic, this.
I'm glad you like it.
Very nice.
And this will be your bed tonight because it pulls out into...
That's where I'm staying.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
you have a double bed.
Wow, I feel privileged,
After
honoured.
London.
Shall I just shut this down?
Yes, do.
There
And
we go.
should we go out on the balcony?
Yeah, let me just test it.
Comfy?
Nice. Very nice.
Glad it passes the test.
The balcony?
Yeah.
There's a balcony?
There is, so we can
Wow,
enjoy
now
the
wow.
sunny weather.
Look at that. Fantastic. You've got a great view out here.
I know, we're very lucky.
So I can see the Gherkin just peeking out behind.
Yeah, and the rest of the city buildings there.
Fantastic.
And then over here's some cranes from Canary Wharf. And you can see fireworks and stuff whenever there's a festival down at the Thames, so it's
Brilliant.
great to just come out here and chill. And then you can see the top of St Pancras and the new Renaissance Hotel that's just opened. That's a really great place to go for a drink
Panoramic
and people watch.
views all round.
Yeah, and it's nice just to come out here and feel like you've got a bit of space in the centre of the city.
And then you've got a bit of life down below as well.
Yeah.
I'm quite scared of heights, so I'm getting a little vertigo looking over here, but don't tell Liz that. Right, I'm just going to fire off a quick tweet asking for any suggestions on any fun that might be had in London later this evening. So, hi tweeps, any ideas for London tonight? Send. Here we go. God knows what the responses are going to be like. So Liz, I got in touch with you through Tripbod. Now, you're, if I'm not mistaken, you're like the co-founder of Tripbod.
That's right.
Okay, and just tell us briefly, like, what's the sort of ethos behind Tripbod?
Okay, well, Tripbod was born of trying to connect independent travellers directly with local people, because we believe that's the best way of getting a truly authentic and personal experience of the place you're going to, and experience life in their shoes, rather than having, you know, something from a guidebook or from a forum or something.
Yeah, it's about connecting those people, and then
Exactly.
you can go and do stuff that perhaps a sort of standard tourist as such wouldn't get to do, so it's not going to all the same things that everyone else does, it's getting off the beaten track, doing things that are a bit more quirky and interesting.
Yeah, and having a real personal experience.
Yeah.
So we're all individuals, and therefore why shouldn't it be that way when we
Yeah,
travel?
of course.
Someone's top 10 is not going to be the next person's top 10, and you know, there are so many middlemen now in the middle who are kind of standardising travel. It's a great way of finding someone who's like you in the place you're going to. So, you know, for me, I love yoga, and you know,
we're not going to go and do
food in
yoga,
general.
are we?
Only if you want to. Yoga in the park later.
Yeah, okay, you're on. And Liz, you've got Tripbods, it's not just in cities, is it? You've got, I noticed on your website you had a sort of Maasai warrior who you can literally go and stay with over there.
Exactly. I mean, we have locals from all walks of life, which is a brilliant thing, real individuals. For example, we have quite a recent addition to the Tripbod network who is in a tiny village in Senegal, and you can actually connect with her and manage to do amazing original experiences like rice harvesting with the locals. We have a Tripbod in Iceland who owns a a small fishing boat and can take you whale watching, and that's the kind of a really good thing, the local equivalent of doing something really touristy and off the beaten track.
And I guess people are having a sort of a cheaper holiday as well, in essence.
Exactly,
you're not spending
and being able to
you're
spend more money locally. So instead of you paying a third party before you even get there, your money is, with the help of a local person, being directed to the right places. And also by starting your conversation with the local person before you even leave home, you have that connection with the place before you even arrive. So you feel kind of, I belong here, and you can step off the plane with a bit more confidence. Right,
should we go and hit the London Eye or the dungeon? Two swords.
How about a picnic?
How about a picnic? Buckingham Palace, Marble Arch and Regent Street, all famous London landmarks and all built by legendary architect John Nash. This canal was also part of his grand plan for the development of central North London, linking the Paddington arm of the then Grand Junction Canal with the River Thames at Limehouse. It's also the first stop on Liz's alternative London tour. What the guidebook will tell you is that this canal is frequently used for pleasure cruising, and a water bus operates between Maida Vale and Camden, running hourly during the summer. It might be wise to take it, as what the guidebook neglects to tell you is that buried underneath the towpath are 400 kilovolt electrical cables from the national grid, which are cooled by the canal itself. Look, Liz is wearing rubber soles. A hidden gem is to be found at the Shoreditch end of the canal. It's called the Towpath Cafe, and it's a place where locals in the know stop off and laze away the afternoon by the water. It's hardly the beach, but it's about as close as it gets around here for urban Londoners. For me and Liz, it's an all-too-swift refuel before we embark on our first real activity of the day. Sadly not an hour kicking back watching Liz and her mates doing yoga. Instead we're jumping on Boris, his bikes. So what are we looking at here?
Okay, 24-hour access is £1, and then up to 30 minutes is free, and you can return the bike to anywhere in London.
That's very good value.
That you can get to within 30 minutes for free.
You can't go wrong.
Exactly. And
right.
Then,
where do we sign on?
And then that's all you need to pay for now. Thank you.
Fresh air and exercise. It's easy to see why these have become so popular when you consider the alternative is a stuffy bus or a tightly packed tube. They're called Boris bikes, affectionately named after the Mayor of London who introduced them. There are 6,000 of them in 400 stations across the city and rising. London's famous for its parks. Hyde, the Regent's and Green Park are all tourist favourites. But most of London's workers will more likely hang out in the city squares. Okay, it might only be for an hour or so over lunch, but grass is grass, and when the sun shines in London, the nearest grass will do. Especially if you want to squeeze a trip to Prettin and make it back to the office by 2. I wouldn't bother with the towel and the sun cream. First time.
Yes.
And I probably used a little bit too much force there. Probably more than was required, but...
Better be safe than sorry.
Ah, look at me and Liz, strolling around like a pair of regular Londoners. I expect some tourists will be asking me for directions soon. Right, I'm just going to check what response we've had to the tweet I put out earlier. Dave and his mates doing a pub quiz in Piccadilly. Rianne is in a modern retelling of Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew in Twickenham.
Too far.
Yeah, 4 hours. Not very interactive either, is it? Let's face it. And just says I can come round and play with the puppies in Barking. Up for that, Liz?
You're on your own there.
I might want to be on my own for that one. Bex and her mates are going on a Monopoly board pub crawl. It's my 21st. It's sadly not my 21st, though. Oh, this looks good. Chris is running a trapeze fitness class in Battersea.
That's the winner.
What's trapeze fitness? What is that?
That's all right.
Chris?
Hello.
Hi, I'm Ollie.
Hello, Ollie. Nice
Hi,
to meet you.
Thanks for your tweet.
That's a pleasure. I'm glad you came down.
Hi, Liz.
Hello, Liz. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Flying Fantastic. Have you ever done anything like this before?
Well, Chris, I'll be honest, we don't really know what it is about, really, so we just saw your message and thought it sounded interesting.
Well, I'm glad you came down to give it a go.
Trapeze fitness.
Trapeze fitness, aerial fitness, that's what it's all about.
Okay.
You're on aerial silks tonight. So we'll have you climbing up to the ceiling and doing all sorts of tricks and stunts you never knew were possible. So.
Is that right?
Well, that's the plan.
How safe is this, Chris? You know, is it?
Well, I would like to sign one of our disclaimers first.
There we go. That's safe, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
And
so we'll be starting off just by learning the absolute basics. So you'll be learning sort of foot locks and hip
walking,
locks and
crawling.
Pretty much, dribbling, that sort of thing. And then we'll sort of, through a series of moves, you'll be working up, sort of turning yourself upside down and doing things off the ceiling.
Whoa. Turning yourself upside down.
It'll be fine. Honestly, it'll be like meat and drink by an hour and 40 minutes time. You'll be absolutely fine.
I'll see you later. Bye. I'm out of here.
The door's locked. Sorry.
They lock them in. That's the only way to keep them
Once you're in, it's a one-way door.
Before we are let loose on anything, we have to stretch out the old muscles a bit. I'm struggling to even stay upright. Mrs. Yoga has obviously given her the early advantage in the warm-up stakes, but I'm confident that my superior upper body strength should come into play soon. Tortoise and the hare, Liz. Just you remember that.
I really didn't imagine there'd be this much exercise. Are we just going to hang off the ceiling, you know?
The guys here teach aerial silk skills. It's a type of performance art with daring acrobatics while hanging from a special fabric or silk. Looks more like an old curtain to me. I hope it holds. There's clearly nothing to it.
Perfect. That.
This was supposedly the brainchild of André Sumat, a development specialist for the legendary Cirque du Soleil. If you haven't heard of it, I'm not surprised. It's only been around since the mid-90s.
Bit of silk burn. So that is hard work. I couldn't not get to the top. I had to get to the top. Mario shimmied up there like a bloody monkey. He's making me look bad.
Due to the twisting and contortion required to make it look good, you can't use safety harnesses for fear of accidental hanging. So you just have to rely solely on brute strength.
It's definitely tougher than this. There's some girls over there, just like up and down. Look at her! That's good, Liz.
Lesson 1 is mainly about learning the footholds. We're learning the basic French and the Russian, where you try and wrap the silk around the foot.
What am I in now? Am I in Russian, French? I'm in nothing. I couldn't remember the Russian. I was caught between Russian and French. I was in Switzerland somewhere. Well, I've just finished the class, and it was good fun. I'm not the fittest, but I think I was a bit better than Liz. Whatever. I'm out of here.